Hello and welcome back to CO Week 6 Day 1. We're moving into our second game of the day with Gneiss guys first facing Anarchy Amber coming out in our in a higher division this time actually. Nolan, what division is this?
We're going into the Freljord division this time here. I've watched both these teams play and super excited to see what they're going to bring to the table. Another Anarchy game as well. This
Yeah,
org is really massive and has a lot of great diversity in all divisions here.
yeah, we see Anarchy teams coming out in 3 of our different divisions, I believe here. I don't know if it's proper to still call them sister teams when there's 3 of them, but really interesting to see being able to have scrim partners at all levels of skill and all levels of cohesion, and being able to bring that all together into a really interesting organizational package coming out of the Anarchy. On the other side, we have Gneiss guys, and they're always really fun to watch.
Oh yeah, I really enjoy watching Nice Guys. You do see Berserker. I've keynote is definitely watching the Berserker and making sure he doesn't get renekton because he's an absolute mad lad on that champion there. As well as just watching how Holo the Wise kind of goes around the map and gets different objectives, and then you just see kind of traditional, more style gameplay bot lane and a CC kind of a mage mid lane.
Yeah, and just in general, a really we do see a lot of team styles coming out from each individual team in all of our leagues, honestly, all of our tiers here, and seeing like what their team meta is, and then seeing how other teams adapt and pick ban and draft to the specific meta of just the matchup between the two teams, and that's one of the most fun things for me as a League of Legends player and watcher is seeing how these teams interact with each other's strengths and try and counter and while trying to enable their own strategies.
Yeah, I completely agree. We don't have a pro draft for this game, so we won't be able to see the bans that were taken away. So what I want to do, Hunter, is actually just jump right into game, and you can let us know what our matchups are going to be like and what we're going to potentially see as the game progresses.
Absolutely. As we roll into game here, we do see in the top lane we have Berserker on the Ornn into the Aatrox. I really love saying it that way. I don't know if that's how you're supposed to say it.
I think that's what it's
Um,
intended with the O there.
uh, in the jungle, we have Kha'Zix versus Olaf. In the mid lane, Talia versus Syndra. And in the bot lane, Jinx Nautilus matching up against the Morgana Ashe. Uh, we do see a invade coming in here early. Jinx will try and run away, but she will blow flash and
Ooh.
still get sniped.
Right? I'm not sure if they're going to be able to follow up with that. With that flash, gives her that extra distance and able to disengage that pretty well.
Yeah, so the the Jinx rather, will get away with her life there after blowing the flash. Morgana picking up a little bit extra gold there, picking up 30 free gold. Can't be unhappy with that. Early game advantage going over to Anarchy Amber already. Mostly because of the gold, less because of the flash. All right. This top lane, Aatrox versus Ornn, a pretty simple lane. Aatrox just wants to get what advantages he can. Both of these people are capable of solo killing each other. I don't expect it to happen. If both players play safe, they can get really efficient free farm in this lane without taking too much damage. And in general, that's what you see a lot of. Well, I'm lying. In this league, every top laner is man mode. In competitive, normally you see top laners play safe. I expect multiple solo kills top lane on both sides. In the jungle here, we have Olaf versus Kha'Zix. Kha'Zix, really low clear speed early, really volatile jungler, and looking to outplay to get their advantages. And once they get their advantages, they will snowball really hard. Not unlike a Zed mid lane, just coming out of the jungle. Olaf, on the other hand, absolute unit in the early game, just able to dominate any fight that he's in. Instant mid lane 2v2 winning, and just able to do whatever he wants, essentially. In the mid lane, though, we do see Talia versus Syndra. with a bit
There's
of an
a little
engage
bit of
coming
an
in
engage
bot.
there bot lane, but I'm not sure if it's going to be able to get a kill there. They all really low, and great disengage coming out from the Ashe and Morgana, and a really good engage from the Nautilus.
Have you ever seen those traps from Jinx in Heartseeker? That is
No,
nightmare fuel.
that
Holy cow.
does not look nice.
That was one of the worst images I've ever seen. Another engage coming in bot, though.
Wow, he lands yet another Q onto it, and we do have an engage going underneath the turret on Syndra there. She is going to be able to predict the Kazakh splash and actually throws the ball to where he's going to be, and that's huge for her. Now she has double buffs, and it really feels bad for this Talia on that mage support there, having those doubles and being so low, being pushed up. The Olaf should be able to come in for a gank and clean up another clean kill onto her. And there she goes. Down goes the Talia.
And the Syndra there too, not even walking up for the assist, knows all she has to do is preserve her double buffs, let the Olaf get the free kill, pick up her farm, push it into turret, and then back, get her HP, ensure she can hold on to these double buffs, and pressure for almost 2 whole minutes with them in this mid lane. And this is disastrous for the Talia. We were just moving on to this mid lane matchup, and it is a very skill matchup, but it's also very dependent on who gets enough damage to one-shot the other person first. And it's definitely going to be Syndra here. Right now, Syndra already 10 CS advantage with First Blood. And has a TP too. She can get back in the lane for free, keep pressuring whenever she needs to. And it is just going to be so hard for Talia to make anything work in this lane. She's going to need to find ways to push up this wave and then roam around the map and make her plays there instead.
Yeah, and we've seen great plays coming out of Zaniel from the Talia there, absolutely blowing people up with the Dark Harvest. When they start getting carried away, they can just be a huge game changer here. So falling behind and getting that extra objective onto them is going to be really nice for the fanboy.
Yeah, exactly. We do see Kazakh's posturing around mid lane again, but he's got to be careful. Morgana roaming down into the mid lane there, making sure that Syndra will be safe while the wave pushes in. We do see Morgana as well, warding over the wall there. I don't know how aggro got put on that dragon there. That was really interesting. Maybe Morgana accidentally auto-attacking it there. Lots more trading coming out mid and massive burst damage down onto the Talia. She is just having an awful time in this lane. Not as awful as Ryoma on Friday, though. That was way worse than this. I want to also point that out. That was bad. That was really bad. If you guys don't watch LCS, don't watch LCS. Thank you for choosing Seal over LCS currently, guys. It was the right choice. The gameplay level is higher and the casters are better. Alright, so in the bot lane, we haven't really touched too much on the bot lane matchup here. We do have the Ashe Morgana versus this Jinx Nautilus. Nautilus is making a lot of good plays, but walks into the pit here, gets bound up, and will fall to the Syndra. Even more advantage going to the Syndra, and you hate to see that if you're on Gneiss guys this game.
Yeah,
alright.
There's something on the side of Anarchy Amber here. Is the bot lane's very notable. Last time we've seen them, we saw a really great play coming out from the Varus, coming out from Rabbi, sorry, and I'm mixed. They're gonna be the game changer definitely in this whole situation, and they will be playing very well. But I'm not sure what they're like. What Gneiss guys can really do to really change. I guess they just kind of just keep the orange safe and then scale into the late game.
Yeah, right now as Gneiss guys, you're not... Mid lane's the only place that's really crashing and burning right now. We do see a nice gank coming out in the top lane. I don't think, they're not quite able to pick up the kill going in onto this Aatrox. But that said, it's not the end of the world for them. Getting Ornn some space here, he should be able to get his first back out. I don't think he's backed yet. It's hard to tell with Ornn sometimes because they just build items whenever the heck they want. This bot lane here is just going to be based around Nautilus hitting skill shots and Morgana responding with Black Shield in turn. Some nice Morgana bindings can come out, but they're not going to be super relevant. Jinx actually already level 6 here with Nautilus sitting at level 4. Really symptomatic of getting a lot of solo EXP down there, and Kha'Zix just
you
going to be
can't
forced
be
out
in
of
this
the
jungle so low. Flash from the Olaf there. Kha'Zix trying to get some extra health on the blue buff there. Isn't going to be able to live with his life, and the Ornn coming in to try and take out the Olaf. They do get the kill onto Olaf, going on to the side of Talia here, and that's going to be really nice.
Olaf. He gets shoved back from Fog there, so he doesn't pop his ulti in time. Then just pops ulti, sprints at the Talia, and just gets rocks thrown in his face and dies. Really unfortunate.
Quite
but
an
a good
image.
TP. Yeah, exactly. Good TP, however, coming out of the Ornn there to cut off the Olaf, ensure that the kill will go down. Buying a little bit of space for this mid lane now, getting the kill there. Will get the Cinder ulti popped onto them, chunking them down low, but will not finish up the kill there. Bot lane looks like it's stabilized after all those early Nautilus hooks, and shouldn't be too much of an issue now. Farm is even there. Top lane, the Aatrox is pulling ahead on farm, mostly due to, I think, better wave control coming out of this Aatrox. Putting the wave where it is right now is really hard for the Ornn to safely walk up for especially the ranged minions in this wave. And then just really powerful use of his Qs. Looks like he's hitting a lot of them and using that to pressure out the Ornn when given the opportunity.
Yeah, the Aatrox is a really nice dueler, and Ornn getting that first Bombi Cinder there is going to be really hard for him because he's going to keep pushing. We're going to see actually a fight going down bot lane here. Arrow going down onto the Jinx there. The Nautilus actually flashing forward, trying to get some people down. And they could really turn this around here. But then Morgana is going to have enough of that, cue the Jinx, and there will be that just falling short. But talking about the top lane here, the Ornn is really just hard to lane with that whole situation as everything falls, as everything goes. He kind of just wants to play safe, but having that Bombi Cinder just kind of forces him to keep that push going. And then when he gets too far into lane, the Aatrox punishes him back towards his lane again. His tower, rather.
And we see another dive coming out in the bot lane. Another kill in the mid lane. Olaf being picked up by the Talia there, blowing her flash to secure that. Mid lane turret already dropping, though, at 10 minutes, and that is going to be brutal. Nautilus will survive. Their shield will not randomly time out before that shot hits them. Lots of fighting going on around the map.
If that shield went down at an awkward time, that would have been a very bad Nautilus.
Yeah, a really upsetty spaghetti right there.
Oh, yeah.
We do see, as we said, though, the mid lane turret already falling. Talia picks up the kill in exchange for it, but that's hardly any trade, really. The Kha'Zix, so long as the Olaf hovers mid lane, the Syndra is immune to ganks, so long as she's positioning right. And she can push the wave into the tier 2 now, which prevents Talia from getting any roams on the map. And when you're behind on Talia, you really, really need to look for those ulti plays across the map, looking bot lane primarily, since Aatrox can just jump over the wall for free. The Kha'Zix once again getting invaded, this time by the Morgana, just absolute pressure on the map, and second dragon being started up to the side of Anarchy Amber. They should secure it free. And if I'm on the side of Gneiss, guys, I'm getting a little worried, and I'm thinking my strategy at this point is just scale up for ornaments, get Kha'Zix 2 evolves, and then get my Jinx and Talia 2 items. And at that point, you might be able to fight, but go.
I needed to make a statement. It's the Cloud Ocean into an Infernal again.
Oh no.
And we do see the engage going in on the bot side, getting a nice Ash arrow, and then they're going to pick up the kill onto the Morgana, trading support for the support. But here comes Syndra, here comes Olaf. They're going to be going on an engage onto the Jinx there, picking up that kill. And really great play and good roam coming out on the side of Gneiss, guys, getting the good double kill there. And now you're going to see the Aatrox actually engaging onto the Ornn, not respecting the Ornn damage, and Ornn is going to blow him up. Syndra's looking for some damage onto the Talia. Is it going to be enough? She is pretty strong now, that she
Oh, yeah,
had.
good jukes on the
Ooh,
orbs,
oh,
but
oh, oh!
Talia turns it around.
But here comes the Olaf there, getting his revenge, does get the shutdown. There's the Kha'Zix. Is he going to be able to 1v1? He is going to be isolated. It's not going to be a good...
I don't know if Kha'Zix wins
Oh,
this.
whoa! That was still really close. So luckily for the Olaf there, and the Kha'Zix would have gotten the isolation proc there, but when Olaf is low, he gets more attack speed, and he had all of his abilities up, and was still just not quite enough damage to take out the Kha'Zix.
Great job too from the Talia there, getting off the seismic shove before she drops, shoving the Olaf outside of the minion wave, just away from the minions, so that the isolation could stay true on him, and applying just enough damage there. I think that damage is really the kicker that allowed the Kha'Zix to win that 1v1 afterwards. Otherwise, we do see, I think Kha'Zix has evolved claws now at level 7, and Olaf is going to start falling off in the next 10 minutes. I know that's a long time in this game, seeing as we've only been playing for 13, but that is a bit of a silver lining, I would say, for Anarchy Amber here. They will have, this Olaf will stop being anywhere near as relevant as he is right now once we move out of laning phase. And once he builds his Black Cleaver, his champion doesn't really change how it interacts in team fights from that point going forward. Same thing.
You see the gank coming up top side here, and with the engage coming in from the Aatrox, getting the first knock up, the Ornn actually flashing the second knock up. Olaf is going to be trying to look for more. He does some great damage onto the Ornn, and down goes Ornn. It took some time, but did get the kill off of him. There is going to be the Talia shove back, and Syndra is here to respond for this situation as well. Talia is going to be getting a Dark Harvest stack, but is going to fall down to the Aatrox. And good rotation on the side of Anarchy Amber there, and great positioning. Just really good performance. All of these like Anarchy teams, you've seen it even in the last game as well, that they have really great communication skills with one another.
A summoner has disconnected.
And lots of DCs coming in the original game there. No worries though. This is why VODs are great. We never have to deal with any pauses. Dealing with so Talia going top lane there. It does force the teleport out of the Syndra there, but the teleport in trade there picks up the return kill onto the Talia, is able to secure even more of an advantage for the team. Olaf now 5-3. Syndra still really far ahead, 2-1. CS discrepancy, though, in the mid lane has closed, and that's just thanks to this Talia's great play, really, picking up kills where there really shouldn't have been any, and moving around the map effectively to put herself back into this game.
There's the engage from the Nautilus, ulting the Ashe. She gets the spell shield on the Ashe, so that means an easy Q onto the Morgana, is able to land the hook onto that, and then the team rotates, getting a kill onto her.
Yeah, and the kill definitely coming out there. Going onto the Jinx, and that's really going to be a big deal, honestly. Getting the kill onto the Jinx, making sure that she can start her snowball advantage is going to be really important. Flash from the Nautilus coming out, traded flashes with the Ashe there. Actually, both of the players, like, going Galaxy Brain there. The Nautilus flash predicts the Ashe flash. Then Ashe wanted a flash, but realized what Nautilus was doing and flashes in place.
And so the engage happens once again. The Jinx getting a nice clutch double kill. Down goes the Nautilus. The Ornn is TP'd in and is here for the fight here. The Talia going on to the Olaf, but the Olaf is just going to absolutely chunk her down. There's the Jinx ultimate going down onto the Syndra, not quite landing onto the Morgana as if is the intended target. And now we're going to see the re-engage onto the Olaf there, and that's going to be huge on the side of Anarchy Amber.
Yeah, and that's, I think that ends up being a 3-for-2 trade overall in favor of Anarchy. But really, it could have been so much worse for Gneiss guys. A really, really fortunate crit coming out of the Jinx on her last auto against the Ashe prevents the Ashe from securing the kill onto both her and the Nautilus on the backside of that fight. We do see Kha'Zix posturing around this dragon, looking to see if he can make the steal. Almost does, goes down to 64 HP with the Kha'Zix W in the air. No smite available on the Olaf there, and no one blocking that Void Spikes? Question mark. Is that what that ability is called?
I think so.
It
Pretty
is. I remember Season 5.
Sure. Talk about Season 2 Kha'Zix, when he was just mid lane and World Tier. Or was that
Yeah,
Season 3? I can't remember.
that was Season 3. I think it existed in Season 2. But like Season 3 was Faker, Alex Zich, Ambition playing it a lot. We do see another
Ooh,
engage
we
coming
did
in the bot
engage
side.
there. Beautiful Talia ultimate going down, chunking the Morgana and the Ashe there, making sure that they can't escape, and then you get a huge kill on the side of Nice Guys.
Yeah, big plays coming out there. Talia wall completely blocking off the entire bot lane. And this is what we wanted to be able to see earlier, but because of mid lane turret dropping, we just weren't able to see the proper Talia roams going down into this bot lane and making these plays happen. More dueling going on in the top lane. I don't think anyone's going to die, but every time I say that, someone does. So, more fighting.
Master's Curse.
Yeah, absolutely. These top lane fights they don't stop. I often am left sitting there going, why are they fighting? There's no minion wave. But then I remember, it's to assert dominance.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, if you don't fight, then the other guys can be like, well, he won't fight me. So you both have to fight to the death. And that, honestly, like, half our top lanes end up going, like, 3 solo kills either side because both players don't want to stop fighting.
And you're gonna see the nice Q bind going down onto the Jinx, and then Olaf actually picking up the shutdown gold here. Very nicely done and very well executed by the Morgana, coming in with a nice Q binding into the pool. So that'll be the end of that, but it's fairly even all around the map here. A little bit of a gold advantage, slight of gold advantage going over to the side of Anarchy Amber here. How do you think the next couple minutes are gonna go down?
Absolutely. So the next few minutes, we do see the Rift Herald being dropped here. Next few minutes is all about this dragon spawn. We see that Anarchy Amber here is 1 dragon away from Infernal Soul. Sneakily picking up, actually. I've commented on every dragon, but I've forgotten that dragons do something when you take them. Nautilus is picked out in the bot lane with the second Rift Herald charge, and the kill maybe coming in top lane onto the Ornn. He will flash away.
Not sure if it's going to be enough. They do get the kill onto Ornn, and then they are going to get a nice kill onto the Kha'Zix here. And now they picked up yet another kill going... Not another kill, another tower, rather, on the side of Anarchy Amber. This is going to be really nice for them. They're going to really just keep this pressure going and hopefully transition this into the next dragon, into the more team fights, into more picks. Because right now, they're starting to hit their item power spikes, and they're becoming huge menaces in this game.
Yeah, and big plays coming in across the map for them too, winning on both sides of the map, and that's really, really hard to do when you're making commitments to one area. But just able to make the outplay in the top lane. Syndra, once again, great TP coming out of Fanboy there. Picking up the stun onto the invisible Kha'Zix too, nuking him super low and just allowing the Syndra and the Aatrox to turn around onto that Kha'Zix before he can make the kill happen onto the Aatrox, who was really low too at the start of that after chasing down the Ornn. Now we do see the Infernal Soul will be spawning in 1 minute's time. Nautilus Flash actually going down before that is really, really problematic because that's one of the best ways that they have to engage these fights outside of Ornn ulti. And looking for picks beforehand can be really important, but Nautilus looks like he's going to die, got tagged by all of the CC, but Tenacity is enough to get him out, if only barely.
And now you're going to see a fight topside here. They're going to be going on a 1v1 here, asserting the dominance, if you will.
Aatrox from here, his real job is to chunk out the Ornn and make TPing into the fight bad for the Ornn here. Like, he doesn't want to blow any ultis, but if he can force out Ornn's HP pool or ulti before this big dragon fight, it'll be huge. Both of them have TP up, so they're both enabled. We see Ornn just walking really, really far because he knows if that Aatrox chases him, he can't TP into this fight, but the Aatrox can.
Yeah, big damage going on to the Olaf there. Getting a nice Morgana black shield as it's going to help navigate the damage there. And Dragon does spawn. This next fight's going to be huge. Battle in the river, if you will. Ornn's going to be traveling, but Aatrox has already been with his team this entire time. They got to look for a fight. Keep an eye out
if Ornn TPs, he's
There's the
TPing into the pit.
Into the pit there, and then they're going to have a nice Leah ultimate going down as well. The Ornn ultimate going in. Nice Ornn ultimate landing on the back line of the enemy team here. Big damages going out. There's going to be an Aatrox going into the back lines as well. Double kill going over to Kha'Zix. Going on to the Morgana, going on to the Olaf, and now they're looking for more. Ornn getting the kill onto the Aatrox, and now they're going to be really low. And Syndra coming in clutch. They're getting the pick on to the Jinx there. Talia's really, really low. Ornn is really, really low, and no one's going to be able to take this dragon here. But you do see on the side of Nice Guys coming out on top with the 4-for-3 exchange.
Yeah, 4-for-3 in favor of Nice Guys there. And really clutch plays coming out of that whole team there. The Aatrox getting a little bit separated from his team there, getting isolated by the Kha'Zix and taking a lot more damage than he wanted to is really one of the big things that turned that on the front side of the fight. But what we didn't get to see on the cast there was the Talia going into the backside of that fight and just stalling the rest of Anarchy Amber. Doesn't even die in the end, is able to pick up the Ashe on the backside of that fight. It just really great play, really clutch ability to stall it out, but it doesn't look like it's going to mean anything.
Are they going to be able to get stole here? But
and
no! It gets stolen by the Jinx Rocket from downtown. They're going to be looking for more. Ornn does get that nice kill onto the Aatrox there, but down goes the Kha'Zix to the Syndra ultimate.
Absolutely absurd. Did that kill the Aatrox too?
No, that was a. I mean, it almost did, but now you got the Syndra getting the black shield off of Morgana. She does get caught out by the Nautilus here. The Ornn's gonna be doing his ultimate onto the Ashe. Is he gonna be able to escape? I don't believe so. He is going to fall down to the Syndra. Syndra absolutely godlike and really key into this next couple fights here. She's been playing exceptionally well this game.
Yeah, all right. I'm still a bit amazed by that. The Jinx ulti coming in there on that dragon, stealing it, securing the first dragon for the side of Nice Guys of this series, ensuring that there is no soul going over at 23 minutes to the side of Anarchy Amber, and really just giving them a way back into this game. The Olaf is going to start dropping off really, really hard from this point on. Ornaments are starting to come out. The Syndra, 9-1, but she can only ulti one person, and if you can get onto her after that, it's fine. Aatrox burning flash there too for no gain.
Angry that the bug took the scuttle. Now Talia's going to be collapsed on by the Olaf. They're going to be doing a nice engage. Down goes Talia. They might be looking for more. They got the spooky ghost going out. They do get the spookiness onto the Ornn, onto the Kha'Zix. And I believe that'll be the end of that there. But right now, Anarchy Amber looking for nice picks, and they got a couple.
Yeah, and just the pick coming out there on the Talia's really nice. Just not going to be able to turn in anything. They are looking at the Baron, but with Olaf in base and Ashe on the bot lane, they're not going to be able to secure that objective here. If they can kill Syndra on these team fights are probably just free. Now, it's going to be difficult. They do have the Kha'Zix, but Kha'Zix, importantly, did not evolve his wings. He evolved his W, looking for more poke damage and more CC, and to play at a longer range game, but he will not be able to pop off in these team fights, as you see some Kha'Zixes do. Also, looking to work towards the Death Dance here with that Aegis of the Legion. I think it's still called that. Yeah, it is. I'm happy. And essentially be like more of a bruisery tank Kha'Zix rather than an assassin, which is good into the overall team comp of Anarchy, but not what you want to be seeing if your only goal is to blow up the Syndra in this team fight. Aside from that, just dropping the Nautilus ulti onto the Syndra can be really, really effective at zoning her out of the team fight. So long as she doesn't get that black shield to support her, and that black shield is going to be really overtaxed with all the CC effects coming out of Nice Guys. Honestly, that...
There's the Ashe there. It doesn't quite land on anyone here, but there's going to be the engage from the Nautilus underneath the turret there. Huge shutdown onto the Syndra, immediately killing her off of the fight. They are going to be going onto the Nautilus, taking him out. The Olaf is going to be trying to get down onto the Ornn. The Aatrox does get onto the backline, does kill the Jinx here, and then you see Anarchy Amber looking for more picks. They are able to get the knock-up on the Taliyah, getting another knock-up onto her as well. The Kha'Zix is in danger, but a huge win on the side of Anarchy Amber there. 4-for-1 exchange.
And important to note there, even though they got the pick onto the Syndra, they were under turret, and Jinx ended up taking turret aggro in that fight, losing over 50% of her HP to the turret alone. And that really is what turned that back around. No one else should be able to get onto the Jinx, but when you're turret diving and then you suddenly just move all your tanks out of the turret and give it to the Jinx, and then she just gets soloed out, there's no front line for her because they all turned onto the Olaf instead of letting the Jinx do that.
Nerf Jinx can steal it again.
I don't think so.
It is coming out.
Is coming.
No, it's not going to be able to get it, but it's close. Valiant effort.
Dragon spawning in 30 seconds now, and the extra stats from Baron are going to be pretty relevant coming into this fight. But the ornament upgrade onto this Jinx, the IE, Molten Edge now coming out for her, is going to be a really big player in this fight. Looking at her stats right now, she's sitting at 253 AD, which is pretty good, honestly, for having double Zeal item. Nautilus getting
arrow
shot by the
going
Ash
out
arrow.
onto the Nautilus here. Are they going to be able to look for more in this situation? Syndra TPing to be a little bit of a closer position, going onto that mid turret, and now they're looking for more. Nice Q binding from the what the my! Down goes Jinx. Syndra goes in, blows her up, and now they're looking for more. Another kill going on this side of Anarchy Amber, and they're going to be looking for blood. They're going to be catching another kill onto the Taliyah, and they are going to try and see if they can find the Kha'Zix as well. They don't really want him stealing this dragon there, and down goes Kha'Zix. That wasn't a Syndra ultimate. That was not a Syndra ultimate. I believe that was just a QE.
Yeah, that was QE. 10 kill Syndra, 23 stack Magi's. It's bad news bears, honestly, coming out for nice guys here. The Infernal Soul is picked up. Their timing window is growing farther and farther away for when they get back into this game naturally. And I don't know if that timing window will ever be able to come at this point. Olaf might fall off, but that doesn't matter if he's 11-4 and an entire item ahead of you and just walks at you.
Yeah, they are going to get 2 kills. Syndra doing the EQ combo, exploding Jinx out again, and they're going to be looking to end the game here. Anarchy Amber coming out huge this game, really playing exceptionally well, and having just a really good communication between one another is going to be just... You saw the early game go really well for them. You saw the mid game go really well for them, and then you saw the late game also go really well for them. GG's going out. Anarchy Amber coming in hot this game.
Yeah, and I think you really see the risk factor of some of the picks that you see coming out from Nice Guys this game. With the Kha'Zix and with the Jinx. Jinx really struggles if she falls behind, because if she can't get the resets in team fights, she doesn't actually have that much bonus stats as an AD carry. Most AD carries get some sort of attack speed steroid, whereas hers is more or less locked behind her passive and getting the resets in the fights. So when you fall behind on her and you're not able to get these instant kills in team fights, she just feels like a really mediocre Caitlyn with no escape. On the other hand, the Kha'Zix too, a champion we talked about at the beginning, plays from the jungle, sort of like a Zed, in looking to make outplays, and once you get ahead on him, you can snowball really hard, but that advantage never came. Losing early double buff set them so far behind against this Olaf and just in this game in general. As far as, and really that's the story of the game. From there, it just snowballed. Syndra picking up that first blood and running with it. Amazing game coming out of her. Score, Ace, MVP. Ace gonna go over to this Taliyah. Honestly, really good Taliyah play. Scoreline doesn't quite show it, going 6 and 7, but that's actually the best scoreline on her team. And really just working with the awful spot they were put in the early game. Wave pushing into the Syndra, has to push it in. Syndra getting double buffs, getting ganked immediately, dying, being down the TP in lane 2 because they opted for cleanse to survive the Ash arrows and the Syndra stuns, and still managing to pull it back, still managing to have a really successful game, all things considered. On the other hand, I'm going to give the MVP to the Syndra. Olaf had an awesome scoreline too. Aatrox played fairly well in the top lane, and Ashe and Morgana did their job, but no one dominated this game in the same way that the Syndra did. Awesome damage, awesome picks coming out from her the entire game, and I'm looking forward to seeing more.
Yeah, very well said there. And stay tuned, folks, because we're going into Game 2 of Nice Guys versus Anarchy Amber when we come back. Hello and welcome back, folks. We're going into Game 2 between Nice Guys versus Anarchy Amber here. Last game, we saw a really great performance coming out from Anarchy Amber. Hunter, can you give me a couple takeaways and what we might even see and expect for this next game?
Absolutely. Coming out of our last game, we really saw strong mid lane play coming out of both teams. And we saw the risky picks from the side of Nice Guys not paying off in the way you want to see them pay off. Uh, Normally, I'm not a fan of risky comps and drafts like that. But if you're the type of team who wants to coin flip or that you want to use skill expressive champions like Kha'Zix and Jinx to get ahead in the game, it can definitely pay off. However, you have to accept the bad beats when you get them. We saw a failed gank timing coming in the mid lane from the Kha'Zix, a great prediction from the Syndra, getting her double buffs at 3 minutes, I think, there, and then the Talia just dying immediately after to the Olaf gank because she had to shove into that Syndra, or else she's just going to lose the lane completely with the red buff HP regen and the blue buff mana regen. And then the game snowballed from there. So going into the next game, if Nice Guys want to continue using these skill expressive champions like this, keep doing it. I just hope it works.
Yeah, I agree. We don't have pro drafts for this game as well. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna jump right into game quickly, and then Hunter, I'm gonna get your predictions and thoughts about lane matchups.
Sure thing. And as we get into game here, we can see in the top lane we have the Xin Zhao versus Shen matchup. I'll touch more on that a little later. I think it's a really interesting matchup. In the jungle, we have Fiddlesticks versus Olaf. In the mid lane, Galio versus Vayne. In the bot lane, we have Tristana, Taric versus Jinx and Senna. Really interesting comp, honestly, coming out this game, especially from the side of Nice Guys. Once again, another really unique draft, seeing the Jinx come out again. The Olaf this time, however, to propel her.
Yeah, they're gonna go on the engage on into the Vayne here, try and get her some damage, trying to get some flash some summoners. She does cleanse there, and the Galio does flash. So
And
that'll
that's
be
a
interesting to see.
huge win, though, for Nice Guys there. Blowing Cleanse on Vayne in favor of the mid lane Galio's Flash. Flash is one of Galio's most important tools, more so coming into the mid game, but even in the early game, being able to escape these Olaf ganks are entirely predicated on him being able to flash away from the axe. Or dodge it some other way, but really Flash is your consistent means of that because Justice Punch can just be blocked by a flash by either of these mid laners. Aside from that now, though, let's talk about these lane matchups because they're really interesting, especially in the two solo laners here. In the top lane, we have Shen versus Xin Zhao, and I really do wish we had pro drafts here so I could see when each of these champions were picked. I feel like Shen is such a brilliant pick into Xin Zhao after the first few levels. Just being able to Spirit's Refuge and dodge all of the Xin Zhao auto attacks when he engages on you. You can get 2 or 3 autos back for free with your Cube empowerment, and then you just taunt away. The Xin Zhao can't get any trade damage back on you so long as he used his E to get onto you. And you just win the trade for free. You have Grasp, so you're gonna sustain really well. You see the early taunt coming in top lane with level advantage.
Big damage going out there, and I think the Shen's gonna come out on top with that level advantage. And the level 2 immediate engage from the Taric, from the Tristana there. Almost taking out the Senna, but I don't think it's gonna be enough damage to quite end her life here. Both laners, and great the trades between both teams.
Yeah, and that's just the power of Tristana Taric. They're jumping in onto squishies like Sen and Jinx is going to be brutal. And that lane will end up looking really lopsided so long as the Tristana and Taric can keep from getting their HP too low.
Oh, there they go again. They are going to be engaging onto the Senna once again, getting the stun off from the Taric all over to this side and getting the Tristana jump over, just closing the gap and able to get another kill. Olaf coming in for a invade is going to find the Fiddlesticks. Fiddlesticks getting some nice damage off with his W, but is not going to be enough. He does flash and does fall down to the Olaf. Shen is going to be rotating as well, seeing if he's going to be able to grab a pick. Does taunt the Olaf, is going to try and engage more. He does have Galio. Are they going to be able to get the taunt off? They do get the flash from Xin Zhao, actually.
And yeah, multiple summoners going down there, but the Fiddlesticks dying to the Olaf invade there, and that's just what's going to happen every time the Olaf walks in. Fiddle's dueling potential early game is just awful, and Olaf, noted as probably the strongest duelist in League of Legends at level 1 and 2. I can't think of too many champions that can even hold a candle to them, and Senna's looking to be chunked down or killed once again.
Wow,
There's a
massive damage coming out again. There's the exhaust going down. The Tristana's going to be jumping over into the pit there, over to her Fiddlesticks. They're going to get a nice 2-man stun from the Taric. That's going to be a lot of damage going out onto the Jinx there. They do get the level advantage and the extra health, so she might live there, but we do have a gank coming in topside. There's a TP going out from the Galio. Is it going to be enough? They do end the life of Shen, but here comes Galio. Is the Olaf going to be able to run away? I don't believe he can. No, the Galio does get the kill onto the Olaf there. Now the transfer of buffs have really gone all over the map.
That was a really interesting bot lane fight there too. Really just being saved by a lot of random Actually. Just people going at the weirdest times in that fight. Tristana and Tarek both going in that fight, making sure, just essentially meaning that they couldn't secure 2 more kills. Shen, I don't know if you should be holding this wave. Alright, well, he will spend 40% of his HP to set up a freeze, in the top lane. And probably will have to back immediately after clearing that. I feel like you really do want it to crash in the turret there, so that not only you don't have to spend so much HP, but once it crashes, you can actually use the turret to kill all these minions in timely fashion. Because it's still going to crash now, and you're not happy if you're Shen with the current wave state now. It's put in a really awkward spot for you with a really low HP total. Xin Zhao doesn't even have to flash to get back up, or teleport rather, to get back up there. Alright, we haven't talked about this mid lane at all, because it's just been roams around the map for this Galio so far. But, we see the trade coming in that we talked about. In the mid lane, Vayne can dumpster Galio like no other champion I can think of, in many, many ways, except for the one important one, which is wave clear. Whenever Galio tries to make an aggressive move in this lane, he will be shut down by Condemn Tumble in some combination. But the Vayne can't wave clear to keep up with the Galio's roam potential.
Oh.
And
Yeah, so we saw a nice trade bot lane, and then you see a nice immediate response, and getting a taunt and getting turret aggro onto the Xin Zhao is super helpful for the Shen here. And now the Olaf is actually going to be caught in the jungle there. Huge damage coming out from the Tristana. She's going to be hopping behind the turret there, but now she's in enemy territory. Is she going to be able to escape? The Shen does show up with the nice shield there coming out, saving her life. And really good performance coming out from the bot lane on Anarchy Amber here. Shen's going to be doing a flash taunt, going to be able to hopefully pick up the Senna. Yes, he does as well. The Galio does get the knockup from his ulti. Is going to be able to do a lot of damage over to the Jinx as well. Vayne not able to rotate fast enough.
That Tristana was a circus car. There's a Shen coming out of her, then there's a Galio coming out of the Shen, and just everyone showing up bot lane to make that happen, but that's a lot of resources committed. That Xin Zhao's going to get a lot of alone time with that top lane turret. I'm wondering if he actually took Demolish. It doesn't look like it based on the turret HP, but will pick up 1 plate, will get to put the wave wherever he wants it to before he gets back in the base, and it's just looking really happy up there for him. Shen picking up the kill isn't really the end of the world. The trading patterns up there, though, are still going to be a real big problem. In the mid lane, we see pretty much exactly what you'd expect out of this lane. Galio is roaming around the map, making plays for his team, but holy cow, that CS advantage, and it's not going to get any better. This Vayne has a completely free lane here, and Fiddlesticks can't gank her until 6. He's not 6 yet. Hovering around the mid lane looking for something, but won't be able to do anything, and even when Fiddle hits 6, I think it's sus whether or not the Vayne can actually die to a gank. Just thanks to the cleanse and having flash up, she might even be able to turn it around for multiple kills, 1v2. Across the map, though, we do see CS is pretty stable except for mid lane. In the jungle, actually, Olaf falling behind the Fiddlesticks. Fiddlesticks a pretty dang fast clear, but does not have the potential for mid-jungle 2v2, nor jungle and river pressure that the Olaf does have at this point in the game. And I think we're going to hit a bit of a lull here. We're looking for Fiddlesticks to get his first ulti gank off. He's looking bot lane right now, but Senna and Jinx aren't going to walk past the middle point of that lane ever. Pretty sure Tristana can just one-shot the Senna at this point. Maybe even through exhaust if she times it incorrectly.
Yeah, that bot lane is definitely going to be something to look out for and something to watch. It's going to be super interesting on how it plays out. That Tristana is massive, and she is really playing to the her support really well there with a really nice follow-up. Every time she gets a beautiful E, she jumps in, and it's a super heavy, hyper-aggressive bot lane coming out on the side of Anarchy Amber, and it's been proving them very fortunate this game.
Yeah, exactly. And just Jinx Senna in general, like two, again, very low HP pool champions, especially the Senna. Really vulnerable to all-in attempts coming out of things like Tristana. And we see it coming up big in this bot lane so far. There's now been a pretty healthy CS advantage developed in the last 2 minutes in this bot lane. 15 coming out for the Tristana. And just more trading going on down here. With the wave where it is, they won't be able to dive unless the Fiddle wants to come in for the 3-man turret dive. But there is a pink ward there, so he won't be getting the fear, but they're going in anyways.
Tristana gets the Taric ulti. They're going to be turret diving. The Galio is going to be coming down as well. They are going to be looking for the Senna. They do pick off the Jinx, and then the Galio is going to be getting the kill onto Senna. In response to this, you do see the top lane getting the Rift Herald and putting it down as well. Going to get all 5 turret plates here. But Tristana might be able to do the same thing without a Rift Herald. She has a really chunky bot lane, and she has a really great way to demolish down on these turrets with her E.
Yeah, and we do see the Targ too constantly getting his passive off there. Much more attack speed, much more attacks. The Shen should be able to pick up this Rift Herald and gets the taunt onto the
That's a taunt onto the Olaf. He is really low under the tower there. Does get the flash off of the Olaf. He is going to have to leave that, and they're going to have to surrender the second tier turret top lane.
And what is going on? Galio,
the Galio
play there does not work out.
Trying to get the knock up underneath the turret onto the Vayne there, but the Vayne was able just to keep the distance, keep the damage, and then was able to get the kill as well.
And I want to address what we're seeing out of the Xin Zhao in the top lane here. We do see Manamune picked up, and that is not what I would have expected out of the Xin Zhao. I don't think I have a single mastery score on that champion. I haven't played him since mastery has been introduced to League of Legends, so I have no idea what his mana costs are. And it might be quite oppressive in the top lane to have to keep using your mana. And it could be a really big limiter, so I'm assuming that's the idea. And then you get Gneiss on hit later. It'll be interesting to see if he does something like a Ginsu's build to proc his on-hit healing, plus this, plus maybe a Wit's End coming out, or something of that sort. Or even a Bork 2 coming out immediately after
We're going to see the Olaf immediately turning on to the Fiddlesticks, and then the Vayne picking up the kill as well. Tristana and Taric have switched lanes. They're looking for more turret plates. They're going to be really pushing down on the Xin Zhao before that 14-minute mark.
Yeah, and both sides of the map here getting lots and lots of plates onto these bot laners right now. Tristana rotating topside, but Jinx and Senna hitting a turret are no joke either. But this is the worry about rotating the Shen out of the Xin Zhao lane. Tristana is not good into a Xin Zhao right now. He can just go in like that, and so long as he can't get run down afterwards, he's going to be really, really happy. Especially with Rift Herald not up, and Dragon spawning before it, too. Dragon spawning in 2 minutes now. First Dragon Mountain did go over to the side of Anarchy Amber a few minutes ago. And that is our first Mount Dragon of the day, by the way. Been really weird with the Ocean into Cloud and Infernal Rift stuff that we've played 3 games in a row now. But finally seeing something different. We will have Ocean, which means we will either have another Infernal Rift or we will have a Cloud Rift.
It's going to be Infernal all day, baby.
Yeah, are the new maps introduced in this patch?
I think it was 10.12 there.
Okay. More fighting too coming in here. Vayne just picking up the free kill. Oh, there's a Shen here.
There's Shen there. Surprise, surprise. She does not matter either way. She's going to be doing some nice heading, but does get a nice double taunt from the Galio there. She's going to be engaging onto the Vayne. Shen going to be there doing another re-engage. Vayne getting a nice double kill onto the Galio, but does fall down to the Shen, but the Olaf picking up the kill onto Shen as well.
They call Yuumi a loop pinata, but I've been seeing that Shen, and he just keeps showing up when his teammates are already just gone, and shows up into a really awkward spot there between the Vayne and the Olaf. And geez, like this Vayne's mechanics have actually been really impressive. This is our Talia from last game as well, and really, really showing that they have a lot of mechanical aptitude for both of these champions thus far. Making great Vayne plays, tumble flashing through that fight to get onto the backside, get where they need to be, and nearly picking up the triple kill there. Just nutty plays coming out of this Vayne. On top of that, they were the one to make the macro play. Walk into the jungle, say, I know where Fiddlesticks is. I'm going to solo kill him.
Yeah, very impressive play from Anarchy Amber here. Very well executed and really well timed. And then the Vayne just keeps getting further and further ahead. And as she gets more and more late game, she's going to become more and more terrifying.
Yeah, and the only way that I see on the side of Anarchy Amber to safely deal with the Vayne is blowing her cleanse and then fiddle fearing her, or Tristana just outright one-shotting her. Which is possible. Tristana will have a lot more range than her, especially as they gain levels. But scaling into the mid-game...
Flash taunt from the Shen going on to the Senna, getting the knock-up kill onto the Senna as well. We're going to watch as Anarchy Amber get another shutdown onto the Vayne here. And this is going to be really helpful for them. They're going on to the Olaf. They're going to try and pick up another kill. Does land the Shen E-taunt. And then there is the Fiddlesticks. There is the kill onto the Tristana. That is going to be really helpful for them. They are back in the driver's seat, but it's still really close regardless. But they are going to be picking up another dragon and getting really close to that next soul. Hey, it's an Infernal.
Yeah, and we see a fourth Infernal Rift of the day come out here. And that is 2 dragons going over to the side of... I gotta be honest, I keep looking onto my other monitor and being like, oh yes, AA, against all authority. That's an old one for you guys. But Anarchy Amber here on the blue side, not Season 1 World's runner-up against all authority. We see more trading coming on the top lane, but now with the 2 dragons for Anarchy Amber, they're doing really good in this game. They have a nice dragon advantage in a nice way towards the rest of the game. More fighting coming out top lane. We might see a kill coming out onto the Shen here.
This is what I really like about having that extra mana on the Xin Zhao there, because he spends so much mana, especially being like a heavy jungler. He needs that extra mana Mune to do some more damage, but he is going to be caught out by the Galio, by the Taric, and just fall down.
I wonder how well this Xin Zhao will scale, because I have a theoretical build in mind for how he's gonna play. And we do see the Death Stance actually over the board being picked up here, so that sort of blows away what I expected. I have never seen that Taric back.
I've watched Berserker on Xin Zhao before. I've watched him play the Xin Zhao top lane before. And I believe I've also seen him on a Kayn top lane as well. And he likes to do like this kind of like the heavy mana and never gonna die kind of build, getting into the Death Stance, into the Mana Mune, and becoming a huge like lane threat. But mainly he's trying to transition more into a heavy team fight champion.
Yeah, and that'll be interesting to see how that ends up working out. Not going for Blade of the Ruined King on Xin Zhao seems blasphemous, I feel, to a lot of people. But it's working out thus far, looking really strong into the Shen. Shen taking a bit too long a trade there against the Conqueror.
Olaf immediately engaging onto the Tristana. She isn't able to jump away, but the flash coming in from the Shen, coming in from the Olaf, is going to be getting... Wait, that Shen was just there. Wait a minute. He never...
By the way, Olaf ult cancels blast close, no matter who hits it. Unfortunate interaction there. That Olaf's left standing on like, wait a second, I'm still here. He's not able to pick up the kill in the end, but does hit the Tristana, which is good. Picks up the Tristana. She was 4-0 going into that too. That's a big shutdown. Going on to the Olaf there, 400 gold, 800 total. And just more fighting. Alright, so Senna's someone we've sort of forgot about because of the really problematic early game for them. But we do see them with... I don't know why in-game chat is so big. Do quiet reset all my stats. Rev Terrell fight here too. I don't know who picked it up.
Yeah, they're going to be another engage, and I don't think he's going to be able to kill the Fiddlesticks before. The level 99 Kha'Zix Fiddlesticks is something to be really concerned about. He's just a huge teamfight potential, and he plays teamfights extraordinarily well. So as long as he's alive is essentially the person you really need to target is Fiddlesticks, because he is going to change the whole course of the fight. And it's going to be really hard to kill him because he also not only has a Taric, but has a Shen as well. So the team fight potential coming out of Anarchy Amber is going to be huge and very interesting, something to watch into the later stages of this game.
Yeah, and I love this team comp coming out of Anarchy Amber for team fighting. It's very, very cool to see how it's going to interact. They have Shen to apply split push pressure against this Xin Zhao and just hold the line against him, essentially. And then as soon as the team fight kicks off, the Fiddlesticks or the Tristana can jump in, get Galio ulti while Taric ulti is charging, and the Shen ulti on either of them if they're going to get low. And then the Taric ulti will just come down, give them a free Zhonya's on their entire team. Shen will arrive immediately after with a Spirit's Refuge, preventing auto attack damage from coming down onto targets. And it is just going to be so hard to win these team fights. One of the really nice parts of this for Nice Guys, though, is they have two of the best split pushers in the game on their team, in the Vayne and in what I imagine Xin Zhao is probably a really good split pusher. I imagine, I don't know. Don't see Xin Zhao top very often. But both of them should be able to split up, and then there's no one that can match. There's no second person who can match either Xin or Vayne this game, and that's really going to be what they have to play to, I think. Jinx has lots of wave clear too, so between Olaf Axes and Jinx Rockets, they should be able to hold the line pretty well 4 versus 5 if they don't get engaged on.
Yeah, they are going to be looking for Infernal Soul here. And then you have the Olaf posturing there, almost stealing away the blue buff with the Jinx Rocket. Not the blue buff, the dragon rather. And we're going to see another fight breakout. We're going to see massive damage going on to the Vayne, onto the Senna there. But the Shen's going to be able to pick that up. Jinx does get the Galio. They are going to be looking for more. The Tristana does jump over into the Jinx traps, and she's going to be looking for a double. She is looking for a triple. She might be looking for a quadra. Let's see, they do get the TP coming out
behind him, though.
Xin Zhao. Let's see if he's going to be able, he does have the Nimbus cloak. He's going to be running very fast. Is going to get the engage onto the Taric. There's going to be the Jinx. He's doing some more damage here. Traps are going to be trapping the Shen in. The Shen has nothing else to do but fight here. There's going to be more damage coming out, but it's not going to be enough to take out the Shen.
They can't kill it. The Taric's just healing the Shen the entire time. Oh my, that is not... That's a bad sign for the rest of this game if that team fight happens that sloppily and you still only go even. Especially with Infernal Soul Point now picked up for Anarchy Amber. And really wanting to... I don't know, like, it feels like they can misplay team fights, and if they just smack all their buttons in the direction of Nice Guys right now, the team fight's going to go in their favor.
Yeah. It should be interesting. Now that Anarchy Amber are on Soul Point, that is a potential win clause as well. And it's going to be really hard to face off against them because I think they're going to scale a lot harder unless this Vayne's about to 1v9 the enemy team. It's going to be really hard for Nice Guys to answer to this.
Yeah, like the scaling is weird. Because, of course, you see the side of Nice Guys and you're like, well, they have Vayne, Jinx, and Senna. Isn't that going to scale really well? But notably, they're all AD, sort of. I mean, Vayne is mostly true damage if she builds the build she is going currently right now. About 50-50 on true damage and normal damage. But otherwise, it's just going to be AD coming out. So Shen builds full armor. Galio builds full armor.
There's an engage actually happening top side there. They are going to be able to get the kill onto Xin Zhao and potentially the first tier turret. They're going to be looking for more. The Fiddlesticks is not dead. He just doesn't die. He was getting DPS by the Senna, by the Vayne, by the Jinx here, and he just wasn't falling.
Imagine if that man has Zhonya's and or Taric ulti. Like, that is what we're dealing with here, guys. I don't... Like, this is great right now for Nice Guys that they're working on this in-him turret, but they're not going to get it, and they're flanked by the Galio.
Yeah, the Galio does get the Jinx here. That's going to be huge. The Senna does fall. They're getting flanked by not only Galio, but also Tristana. They're going to be looking for more. Tristana just fall down to the Olaf here. They're going to be looking for Vayne. Are they going to be able to get it? The Olaf is going to try and go back.
Vayne's a hero, though.
The Vayne is going pure just bloodlust. He's going to be able to possibly get a kill onto Taric. Is she going to be able to get more This is going to be a lot of damage coming out. Double kill going over to Vayne, but it's not going to be enough because the Galio comes in and does not let her get another kill with a nice auto attack.
How do you not love watching this Vayne, man? Holy cow. These team fights coming out of her are amazing. And imagine if she has Flash there. That's like a 1 versus 4 quadra. It's actually nutty. This Vayne is gonna need to go 1v9 for a little while in this game because she's gonna be the only person who can do damage to half the champions on the enemy team real soon. With Tarek gonna end up building full armor, Shen gonna build full armor from this point on. And Galio, honestly, he could just be like, look, I got Tristana and Fiddlesticks. I don't need more damage. I'm gonna buy more armor. He won't. He's gonna work towards his Ludens, getting some more cooldown reduction for these fights. But it is.
It's going to be a hot
incredible
fight
to watch
battle.
the Vayne play, honestly.
And we do have Dragon spawning in about 40 seconds here. This is going to be where nice guys are going to have to come out on top and win a team fight so they can get this Dragon.
Yeah, and this Dragon too spawning in 30 seconds going to be really relevant. Vayne hasn't finished what I believe is a Wit's End coming out for a little bit of resistance coming to the Fiddlesticks and Galio.
Yeah, there's going to be the engage getting completely engaged on by the Senna. They're going to be going on to the next Dragon here. Now, I don't want to say it, but I feel the Jinx steal. You know, they did it last game. And
I feel like it's harder on red side because as a red side player, the Dragon is just going to be incidentally blocked off by bodies.
Yeah, they're going to be engaging onto this. It's going to be very close. It's going to be a smite fight for sure. There goes Olaf. He's going in with the ult. He does steal the Dragon. They're going to go on for another team fight. There's the Terra Cultivate going down. They're going to be huge. They're going to be looking out for another kill. There's the Galio going to be ulting on to the Zanya's Fiddlesticks. They're going to be looking for more, possibly getting this Vayne. Vayne is not dead.
It's
She's
actually
fighting as
just
hard as she
perfect
can.
fighting.
She's
I
doing
mean,
so
1 versus
much for
5,
her
but, like,
team.
That's
Unable to stop the rundown potential.
That's giving me some Uzi or double lift flashbacks, man. Like, actually pixel perfect kiting in all of these team fights. It's incredible. Tristana coming in here gets exhausted, but
Doing
still
huge damage. She's gonna keep pumping. She's not done. She just finished her speed run from Super Mario Bros. And gets a Goomba stomp down onto the Jinx. And they're gonna be able to pick up the Senna and possibly end up picking up the turret as well.
This is the best losing performance from a mid laner I've seen since last game. And that sounds silly, but like, I don't think that nice guys will win this game. I think it's very unlikely. We see a 4K gold advantage and a massive compositional advantage. And they can just force fights around Baron and Infernal to deny split push opportunities at this point. For free, really. Just based on their team comp, there's going to be almost nothing that nice guys can do to counteract that because they have no primary engage to pick off people. They don't even have pick potential here, right? Like, they're just a bunch of champions. Their best pick tool is Senna W.
Fiddlesticks is in danger, and he does fall down to the Zinza. Baron is up. This would be a time to immediately go over to Baron and look for something, because you need a fight. You need to do something now that the jungler is gone.
I really agree. They really should just be sprinting to Baron here, saying this is our only chance back into this game. We gotta pick onto the jungler. That is most of their AoE pit damage outside of the Galio, and you just have to work from it from there. But they won't do it. Fiddlesticks will be up in 15 seconds. There's nowhere near enough time to get up to Baron, sweep it, and start it at this point. And I feel like they missed an opportunity there. Like you said, going for the Baron there, I feel would have been really, really beneficial. And even though it's not like a guaranteed play, I think the play there is probably somewhere in the range of 50 to 60% on getting the Baron and then not dying or winning a team fight. Even with that said, that's the best odds you're going to have this whole game. We do see the blue buff being contested by the Senna. She will flash away, though, fearing that the Taric will flash on her Taric, winning the mind game there and choosing not to blow their summoner in return. Senna being nutty again, just having ability to auto-attack that ward from 900 range, essentially. She is sitting at quite a few stacks now. I think probably nearing 90 or 100. 75, I think.
They're going to be engaging onto the Vayne. They do get the flash off and then immediate response and kill onto the Vayne there. She does contem away, but it's not going to be enough. She didn't have flash up either, so she can't really escape from that one. They are going to go onto this Shen taunt onto the Olaf. He is exhausted, but he's going to be ulting away. And this is
Baron.
Really, yeah, this is going to be Baron. This is going to be on the side of Anarchy Amber. Coming out on top here. Getting another major objective going down on the side of for them.
Now, there is a Jinx ult.
There is a Jinx ult. You can never be too sure. Especially in this series, there's going to be the Fiddlesticks over the wall. They're going to have a Taric ulti going down. They're going to be immediately responding down to the Jinx. The Goomba Stomp 1, Goomba Stomp 2, Goomba Stomp 3. There is a triple for the lady herself, Tristana. And now they're going to be looking for a potential endgame situation here.
And I just feel so bad for the players on Nice Guys right now. Especially the Jinx in that fight opens up just in ranged form because she can't walk any closer because of the Fiddle ult. Starts AoEing 3 of them at once with all of her abilities, and Vayne will drop here. They'll pick up another inhib. The Jinx just opens up on them, and Tristana gets a Taric ulti on top of her. And as the Taric ulti is coming down, she rocket jumps onto the Jinx, 2-shots her, then continues the rest of her Goomba Stomps there. And there's just, what do you do if you're on the side of Nice Guys here? Like, there's nothing to be done. The Vayne is the only champion on your team who can do damage at this point, especially to the Shen, but more so just to the entire team because they are literally immune to damage because of Taric, because of Galio shields, because of, well, there's no AP damage, so I guess they denied the Galio ult.
They're going to be going for more. They do get the kill onto the Senna. There's the double. This is a potential penta here, actually. They're going to be going on to the Olaf. The Galio does get the kill onto Olaf. No penta, Tristana. Very sorry for you. And does still get a triple kill, and they're going to be looking for more, possibly an endgame situation as well. They're going to be engaging onto the Vayne. They're going to be engaging onto the turrets, and there's really no stopping Anarchy Amber here. Coming out on top, getting huge damage out, an ace going down, and then that's going to be GG. The turrets of the Nexus are falling, and so does the Nexus.
Yeah, and yeah, as you say, the Nexus falling down here. Really nice game coming out of Anarchy Amber. Once again, Tristana just getting insurmountably ahead there, and just dumpstering the game, really, with that in combination with Shen ultis and Taric ultis. It's been so difficult to kill people on that side of the game. And something I didn't pay too much attention to early until I started thinking about it is the all AD comp coming out of Nice Guys here. Really put them in a bad spot going into a champion like Taric and a champion like Shen. Two characters who really want to build armor, and then incidentally, the Galio and Fiddlesticks both love rushing Zhonya's. So the only person in this game who's not stacking armor is the Tristana, but she has a Shen ulti constantly, and the Taric ulti on top of her, and even Spirit's Refuge if she ever needs it. And it is just, from there, it is over. Interestingly enough, we're going to talk about Ace and MVP here. Same scoreline coming out of the mid laner from Nice Guys on this Vayne here, 6 and 7. Honestly, an incredible play. There's no one who I would rather give. Honestly, I want to give MVP to the Vayne a little bit for some of these team fights. But Ace will obviously go over to the Vayne here. Just really fantastic mechanical play coming out from them, and just the situation did not permit the victory in either of these games, but not due to their individual mechanics in any way. On the other side, though, we do see, I mean, it's got to go to Tristana, right, guys? Like, it's 17-3 and 10. The next closest is going to